All right, we are right. We're back for round one in the play. Pretty nice hand. Drawing a 2-drop would be nice, but I mean, we don't have many of these. Endurance is gonna work pretty well with the things we have here. Oh, they have the blocker. This card is, I think, good if you have synergies. Maybe I should have attack. I think they are blocking. Like this doesn't really make sense to play that if you're not blocking the 2-power creature. But yeah, it's kind of good if you have the synergies, enough payoffs, and otherwise I think it's a little bit underwhelming. It's not bad though. Yeah, basically Horn Turtle. Have to remember we can't put counter on that, but I'm not sure there's a way to put counter on something in our deck. Probably not a big deal. Chaos Wand. I think this card is not very good. I don't think you want to main deck it in draft. I think it's low. Basically, they get to exile stuff from my library until they find an instant sorcery. So since we haven't drawn any of them, they are gonna get to play our 2 removal. And yeah, the tricks are gonna be really clunky most of the time. I mean, you don't want to play 4 mana to use a trick, and you know. I mean, the card is not awful, but it's just I just don't believe it's good enough to be played. I know they can block here. I'm just trying to check what it. It's just not good enough to be made. Though here, black green against white black matchups in pretty slow. We have 2 good hits. Why not? It might not be the worst if they get lucky enough. Even in sealed, manicking is sometimes risky. Yeah, just not a card that impressed me so much so far. Probably just play Archer here if they block Corsair here again. They could have a trick, I guess. Doing that now to f6. So now we know it's kind of a clear shot on the Corsair. They went for the block already. They should go for it again. I mean, they might. Oh, that. Oh, they have the -2/-2 with lifelink. I mean, whenever you can. Okay. Fair enough. Archer, I guess. We can get back the Poison Tip Archer later, though. Kinda cool. Get the Pegasus off the table. The issue I had with this card is sometimes people try to, or myself, I've been doing that, try to use it, hope you find a removal. And when you miss, well, you spend 7 mana on doing nothing, and usually this means you lost too much tempo and you're gonna lose the game as a whole. It happened a couple times already to me or my opponents, and yeah. It's not good, obviously. We might want to send back this land in case we use Waltz in our future. I think for now we're just attacking with Bloodletter. Opponent managed to stop ground creature pretty well so far. They found a forest land. Let's see if they only use the wand. I'm really happy if they do, because they have 2 good hits and 3 very clunky hits, so like it's really not good odds for them. Looks like they're removing the Sovereign. Given enough time, if they can stay alive, this eventually might win the game. Alright, we're attacking with everybody now, I think. Pretty obvious we drew a trick, but what are they gonna do? Like, if they don't block, I'm happy, right? They will probably, if I was the opponent, I would probably go for obvious blocks. Like, this is not a very good block, I think, for example. I would have gone just one thing here and some other trades, but still not playing the land, I believe. They could also have a discard effect, at which point it would be rough to play the land and they Mind Rot us, or even use Spectre. And now this might be a time where they don't have anything great or a good card that let them catch up in hand. And they try to go for the wand. And if they hit Lich Caress, well, great. That's lucky and efficient. Or Strangling Spore. But if they had hit one of the 3 other spell, which are Palm Spell, would have been just complete waste of their turn. Yep. I want to attack with everybody, so I'm gonna play my land this time for the Rux Oracle. Now that I don't have a 2-power creature anymore, good play. Or since they are in a scenario, they have their own Vampire Sovereign here. Be kind of rough. Yeah, really happy if they try to use wand though. It's like 25% chance to hit the right spell, and that's good, and then 75% to miss and probably fall too far behind on board to have a shot at ever coming back in the game. Just cast their Lich Caress instead, which is a safer line. We're gonna go Waltz. Well, let me attack actually. Now it's kind of obvious what we have. I think if the opponent knows the set somewhat well, they might think about us getting back Skeleton Archer and block accordingly, but look like not. It was a bit clunky, just tapping mana first and then going like, wait a minute, let me think. But that's gonna end up too poorly for us. And I do believe Poison Tip Archer is much better than Rux Oracle in general. I'd rather get that back. I don't think we have a naturalized effect in the sideboard. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pick that. Would be good against these. We could bring in Duress that deals with these easier, but again, I don't think Chaos 1 is that great. So if the game goes long enough, they will get value. And Age, well, Age is good, but there's nothing to do. Yep. That's a problem. This will happen more often than not, I feel like. Not saying you should not play Cage. I think you should not start in main though. And you bring in, if the matchup is slow enough, or if you see a bunch of sweet targets and removal. We don't have much in the sideboard. I don't think we want Duress. If we get it early, it might be fine, but if we draw it late, it could be dead. think we're just happy to jam the theme deck. Alright, not gonna keep that. That is not great, but probably a keep. At least we know they are playing pretty slow deck, so not doing match earlies. Oh, now they have the aggro draw. Yeah. Of course, if I say they are playing a pretty slow deck, they will have the most aggressive draw their deck can get. Now probably they have the Pridemate. Neonate again. They have a lot of life gain triggers though, so that payoff could go wrong pretty quickly. And we're kind of getting hit by our slow curve here. Getting all life. Looks like they don't have payoff though. If they had a good payoff, they would probably play that afterwards. But we're not doing a whole lot here. The Skeleton Archer was a pretty sick draw. If we ever find a force land. You get us nice 2-for-1. We have tools to fight flying creatures. Again, need a force land. Problem is, if we're taking too much damage now, which might already be the case, I think you play that first, because if they have a removal, you're just match if you go for one of the reach creature. Yeah, if we get a little bit too low here, they might just get to finish us with the Neonate. Looks like they are going to go for a Fire Neonate turn here. We're going to lead with Archer, which is the better card, so if they have a reroll, it's kind of rough. But this prevents them from doing any attack, whereas they can attack into Spider and get some damage in. That's a pretty sick draw if we can just get there. Should make it way less likely we get burned by Neonate shenanigans. Now a scary card to face would be the Regal Bloodlord, the black-white gold card that makes a bat at each and of turn if you gain life this turn. Would be pretty rough. I think they're just spending a cage on Archer again here. Had to get Seeker of Blood, also scary. We could attack with that if they block with Entrance. I don't mind spending my turn and 2 mana in killing the Epicer. If they have the -1/-1 trick, we still do our business, so it's fine. If they don't do anything, I think I'm just playing Spider and passing, because it's a little more mana efficient than Bloodletter. And there's a chance if I ever find a 5th land, I want to go Bloodletter alongside Endurance. So they have 2 damage a turn going on right now. Not problematic. And we're still missing the 5th land round. Yep. And we don't have enough pressure to force a block their side very soon, I feel like. Draw 4, gain 4. I mean, draw 4, lose 4. Pretty good. Pretty bad for us. Kind of cool, we have 2 tricks, so if they go for a removal in response, we can still use the other one. It doesn't completely go awfully for us. The archer is gonna make it that that dies. Very punishing for the opponent. We'll need to find a 5th land to play our stuff though. It's gonna be very. We're gonna die a little bit too fast if we don't get to resolve Sovereign. Ever. Okay, that's not great. Pretty hard now. Fortunately, we don't lose 1 for each life they gain, but now we can hope they attack with Epicure of Blood though, which would still need to draw this 5th land so we can resolve Sovereign. Otherwise, not gonna get there. That's a little bit more comfortable, especially if we manage to have the Sovereign die. And maybe get it back with Volt. We have 6 turns ahead of us. We're winning the race if they'll have much more. By a pretty good margin. Looks like they're flooding out a little bit. I mean, they've drawn more cards, so it's logical they have more lands. If they have 2 lands in hand, though, it's definitely kind of rough for the opponent. Attack. Then, if one of these die, I might just. Well, no, I would not waltz. Since there's only one, it would be only 1 creature card. Even though we have Walt, I think I would play a land here. Put it on battlefield. 5. They can survive 1 more turn. Looks like they are flooding indeed. Let's throw first, I believe. And alright, then we'll go for reach. Probably. I believe this should attack. I have enough block. I don't want to attack with these 2 though, because they could just swing back at us. I mean, we want to keep enough blocker to not randomly die. This is a fine trade. Also filling our graveyards. Good. Now we have 3 lethal flyer plus 3 lethal ground creature. Seems like there's just too many lands and it's gonna be difficult. I guess if they are randomly playing, well, I guess they could top deck their own Sovereign and just finish us right now. I don't think they would be playing Sovereign's Bite, which is I think it's an instant or sorcery, I don't know, but just drain 3 for 2 mana, which is very good. They might have drawn 3 damage here though, since they are using Neonic. It looks like they top deck their Sovereign. Oh, Blood Divination. Go more, maybe into Sovereign. Not many. Well, if they went for that. I feel like this, since their deck was not very aggressive, might have been a classic case of Screwed Bleed Flood, which is we've got stuck a little bit on lands, but we got many more spells. because of that, and we were able to defeat the oven despite them drawing more cards. This happens a lot if the person who's screwed is playing a somewhat slow or controlly deck. Not saying they shouldn't, right? Just the way things are. And it's less likely if you're playing an aggro deck. Then if they are mana screwed, even if you are flooding a bit, you probably have enough pressure to kill them. But here, since their deck was kind of really slow and controlly, we got enough time to just still play our stuff and overwhelm them with spells. Alright, that was round 1. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and see you for round 2.